Hello everyone, The Clouds here, and today guys I'm going to review a new Hero Factory set released as part of the second wave of 2011, dubbed Savage Planet if I'm correct, and I am going to review one of the 6 new heroes, and in fact one of the old heroes from the first wave, which is in fact Stringer. And this time it comes in its third version, even if he didn't appear in the first wave of 2011. But that said, let's just move on the canisters. You can see it's the same mold as the one used before. The same can be said for the canister lid, but this time which comes in, as you can see, which comes in lime green. This will be the case for all the heroes, all lime green. Then you can notice the Lego Hero Factory logo, the Edge logo, which comes in black because the black is one of the main colors of Stringer, obviously. The name, and of course Stringer on the front, and on the background the Savage Planet, or at least the jungle, with some nice details, like for example Furno, which is launching from a spaceship, I guess, and Stormer on the background. So excuse me guys, sorry if you heard a little sound. And then you also have this little logo right there, which shows you that you have a code under the canister lid, which you can use, in fact, to play Stringer, to play as Stringer in the new Flash game called Jungle Crusher, which is the follow-up of Quick Crusher, the game released in the first wave of 2011. But let's just move on. On the back, you can see a combiner model between Stringer and Nex, as you can see right there. Here we go. The hero core in a 1:1 scale picture, and the fact that you can put Stringer in the canister. That said, let's move on to the instruction booklet, which is right here. Nothing really to talk about, more instruction, or at least more steps to how to use the code on the website. Then the instructions, like in 10 steps if I'm correct. And yes, I am correct, 10 steps, right there. Parts list. Another picture of the combiner model in a bigger resolution, and the fact that this time they tell you that you can go on the website to build the combiner, because you won't find the instructions for the combiner model in this instruction booklet, obviously. Then you have an ad for the Hero Factory comic builder, and then the Hero Recon Team website, which allows you to build and buy your own hero, which is quite cool. Then a little ad of Bulk Fighting Rojo, one of the savage animals of this new planet, and also wave. The win page with the screaming kid, and well, that's all. So let's now move on to the toy itself, with first the frame or the skeleton of the hero. So of course, it's like the first wave of 2011. This means we're going to use this new type of parts, which really use just 2 things, ball joints and connectors, and thanks to just these 2 elements, you will be able to put together armor parts and stuff like that. So we have the main frame, nothing really to talk about, except the fact that first we can notice that the 2 arms are different. This one you got 2 ball joints, unlike this one where you just got 1 ball joint, and of course this arm is taller than this one, the white one. Notice the black head also, which was already released in the Woka 3.0 set, but it comes once again in Stringer, so it's quite useful for mockers. Also notice the head, which I think is in a new yellow. In fact, it's kit orange, if I'm correct. And in terms of 3 colors, you can also find the feet, which comes in black, and it's exclusive to this set. And also notice that we're going to use some dark gray part. We will use dark gray part as part of the frame on all the heroes. That said, it's time to put the armors on, and first the legs. So just let me take the instruction booklet so I do not make any mistakes. It's quite easy to build, obviously, but I'm not really sure. So first, these little armors, which are also already released in Woka 3.0, but are new recolored in black, because they weren't released in the first wave of 2011. We're going now to put other armors, the same size, but this time on the sides, thanks to the ball joint system, like that. Now it's time to link the armors on the, maybe on the arms, and in fact we just have to put 2 armors. The first one is this big body armor, which will be used in fact as a shoulder armor on the right arm. I also notice the fact that we got some new color. I'm not really sure it's new, no, it's not new, but we got some yellow spikes, which of course will be linked on these 2 points of connection, which can be found all over the armors, of course. We're going to put that this way. And now link one of the new printed part, because remember in the first wave, each hero got a printed armor part. It's also the case with this new wave, but this time they're all going to be transparent green. So of course you got the connector to link to the budget right there. 2 points of connection, and of course the print which is exclusive to Stringer with his name and the logo of his animal, because each hero represents an animal in this new web, and for Stringer it's a bear, as you can see, or a bear right there. Here we go. Now it's time to link, well, maybe the body armor first. So we're going to find this part in yellow, in kit orange, excuse me, kit orange, which is not true, it was already with before in Jetbug, but a new part which we weren't with before in these colors is this type of armor, which makes its first appearance in black in this set, and also its only appearance in this way, by the way, in this color. And the second one is the hero core in kit orange, which was just previously released as just normal yellow color and not kit orange. And now it's time to link the claw, because most of the heroes got a claw as a weapon, and we're going to use this new mod, as you can see, with 1 connector and 3 points of connections to clip parts right there. We're going now to link these spikes plus arms bot on the back, so nothing really new right there. There we go. And then 3 new type of claws, so a new mod, I think you already seen that in the workout review, but this time they come in kit orange, and we're going to have 3 of them. Notice that they are made out of hard plastic, and they are already bended in this way, and it's quite cool. We're going to link that on the ball joint, obviously, and now for the final part, which is also an exclusive part to this set, and also a new one. It's the Stringer's head, or Stringer's helmet. So of course it represents a bear, as you can see. It's in black, some different textures. Notice the techno-organic part right there, or that is the technological part right here, little teeth. And well, you can't really see that well, but you got 2 points of connection, of course, in there to link it to the 2 holes in the head. Notice the back. And here we go. So here, nicely made head. Just going to link that this way, and the eyes of the hero's head can see through the eyes of the helmet, so it's all white. Excuse me for that, guys. I'm going to move my camera a little on the back, do a little turnaround, and then we'll talk about the articulations and the final sum up to decide whether or not Stringer 3.0 is a good set or not. There we go. So in terms of articulations, first the legs. So on the pelvis part, you can turn this the way you want, well, the waist part, excuse me. Then you have the knee part, which can go a little more than 90 degrees, but not that much. Then you got the feet, which are also okay, but well, which are pretty free. In fact, the feet do not pose any problems. Then you have the arms. So first excuse me, guys. So first, the left one, which, well, once again, on the shoulder section, there is no problem. For the shoulder section, another elbow section, we can move this a little higher than 90 degrees. You can see, like 95 degrees, I think. Then you got the claw, which can be moved all over the place, except this way you can't move it more than that on this side. And then you got 1 point of rotation per claw, so you can go like that if you want, or like this. Time to move on to the second arm, the white one, obviously. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me for that. So once again, for the shoulder, there is no problem. Even if we use this type of part, as you can see, it will just block on this point, but you can still do this type of stuff. So no problem at all. Then you got the shoulder on this point, which blocks at 90 degrees, and the arms, the end, which can be turned. Then you got the head, which can look down, up and on the sides without any big problems. And that said, it's time to make a little pause. And I will before the sum up, I will do a little comparison, because, like I said earlier in the review, this is not the first time that we see Stringer. He was one of the first heroes in the one of the first heroes in the team of 6 heroes released in the first wave back in 2010. And so at the time he looked like that. Remember, his weapon was like the sound, and well. So before, of course, he was like black and orange, and as you can see, he became black and kit orange, which is not the same. Kit orange is a little mix between yellow and orange, as you can see. And well, they are pretty different, in fact, except some details like maybe the little speakers right there on the ears. But apart from that, well, pretty different, but still nice to compare the two. And of course, Stringer wasn't released in the second wave because there were 2 new heroes in the second wave, Evo and Nex. And so that said, it's time to do the sum up, guys. Excuse me. So first, let's talk about the color scheme. So the color scheme is quite great. Black and kit orange really mix well together. The trans green do not pose any problem. In fact, it's mixing pretty well with the black, if you want my opinion. The same can be said for the dark gray, which do not pose any problems for me. It's alright. Maybe the only problem is that you do not really have that tons of yellow color used, as you can see, that much of yellow color, because we do not have any yellow colors on the legs, for example. So yeah, well, I didn't, of course, maybe it will not have looked that good, but still, it's just a little thing I want to point out. And apart from that, well, let's move on now to the parts selection, which is pretty great, in fact, because you got tons of free colors. So first, the feet, then the armors, which can also be found in Woka, but still, it's new colors. Of course, the exclusive printed part. Then you got this armor and the hero core and the head, which are recolored. So obviously, many recolors and also new parts, like this one, the clothes, and of course the head. So, well, it's really a nice selection of parts for those who want to mod, and it's pretty good in my opinion. It's at the same level as Stormer in terms of, not Stormer, as Woka in terms of parts selection. In terms of construction or building, well, it's pretty simple to build it. No real problems right there. You, of course, will maybe have a little fun building the claw, but seriously, not that much. If you want to have fun building Hero Factory set, I really advise you to to buy a bigger set like Woka XL or maybe Witch Doctor, for example. Because well, these heroes are pretty simple. It's all about connectors or ball socket and ball joints, which is pretty simple to understand and which works just right. But of course, it's not that hard to make or that hard to build. And then you got the articulations, which are a little meh if you want my opinion, because most of the articulations blocked at 90 degrees or a little more, but not that much. So apart from the feet, the arms, and the hands, excuse me, and the head, they can block a little. So of course you can still make some pose, but well, maybe not as much as some other heroes. So that might be a little problem. It's still okay. I've seen worse, but still, I wanted to point out this little thing that it's still mostly 90 degrees on shoulders and knees parts, excuse me. And finally, the overall design. Well, the overall design is really good, if you want my opinion. The mask looks great, plus the armor like that, which is kind of like Stormer, looks great, looks good, and the claw is pretty original. Plus, also you can put the claw like that and make him look like he's got a closed fist, if you want my opinion. So yes, nice idea, nice colors, and a pretty good design. So in terms of design, I do not see any big problems, because in terms of armors, you got enough armors to cover all the parts of the body, obviously. So yes, color shade is good, part selection is great, and the overall design just looks good in my opinion. A nice mix, if you want my opinion, between Woka and Stormer because of the parts used and how they are linked. So obviously a good set, a nice way to see. It's cool to see not Stormer but Stringer once again. So yes, overall a good set, guys. But once again, I do not have all the 6 heroes for now, so I can't really compare all the heroes together, telling you which one is better than another one. But I think it's pretty good. Nice colors, cool mask, and cool helmet, excuse me, and stuff like that. So well, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. Excuse me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them, of course. And I think that's also Stringer 3.0, a nice set. Well done. A little problems on articulations and maybe some other things, but seriously, it's really near flawless. So well, I can really advise you to try out this one because it's a pretty good hero in this new wave of Hero Factory. And that said, well, we hope you enjoyed and see you later for another video review. Bye bye.